Yes, ma'am. Victor Cora, Victor Cora.
Now, who was Victor before he was Victor?
Oh my goodness. Well, Victor Cora was a New Yorker that was raised by Puerto Rican parents that moved in the 50s, and he migrated to, joined the Navy in the 1970s and traveled abroad until he landed here in Jacksonville in the 1980s to serve in Mayport. And then one day got asked to serve as the committee chairman of the Hispanic Heritage Committee in 1993. And as they say, the rest is history.
And where are you originally from?
My family is from Puerto Rico, but I was born and raised in New York City.
Okay. And how long have you been in Jacksonville?
I've been in Jacksonville since 1984. Long time.
And how did you first get involved in the community?
I was a Navy lieutenant stationed in Naval Station Mayport, and during Hispanic Heritage Month 1993, the then captain of the base asked me to serve as the Hispanic Heritage Committee chairperson. And so we put a team together to celebrate Hispanic Heritage, and I asked the captain of the base to allow us to invite the community to see what we do on the base and to celebrate our culture and our heritage. And he was graceful enough to allow us to do it, because at the time we didn't have the security issues that we have now. So people just had to say, hey, we're going to the Hispanic Heritage Festival. You know, at the time we had we had the beachfront. So we did, and we didn't have Facebook at the time. All we had was beepers and stuff like that. So we created a flyer, and it was a yellow piece of paper on black ink. And there was a couple of DJs at the time, and we would go every Friday night before, like 2-3 weeks before the festival, to hand out flyers. Hey, come to Mayport, we're having a festival. And that was the very first Hispanic festival celebrated in Jacksonville. That was September 25th, 1993. The first ever.
That was awesome. Oh man, you've answered so many questions already. So you mentioned that was the first festival ever. What other firsts have you been involved with?
Oh my goodness. Well, right after we did the first festival in Mayport, a couple of years later, the late Mayor Bill Latham, who happens to be the father of the current Mayor Latham, asked me to produce a festival at Jacksonville Beach. So that was a big deal, because now I have a mayor that's asking me to produce a festival at the beach. So now I'm excited. I go to different communities and I say, hey, now we get to do a festival at the beach. So that's when Fiesta Playera was born in 1996. And that event became, a destination. We had people coming from all over. It became one of the top 20 festivals in the Southeast, for 9 years running. And then we produced also the first Hispanic festival at Mayport, over at Hemming Plaza. And that was a nice, unique thing, because I'm looking to put a new Hispanic Heritage Festival in Hemming, or normally when I look to drop a festival, I want to see how it looks like where we came from, with 21 different Latin American countries. And I said, well, I'm looking for a backdrop that resembles one of our countries. And when you go to a Latin American country, when you go to the plaza, to the square, you have the square, the church, and City Hall, Hemming Plaza. So I went to Public Works and I said, can we use this square to do a Hispanic festival? That was in 1998. And they gave me Hemming Plaza. Well, just give it back to us the way you found it. And they had no idea that, we were going to be able to do something pretty cool there. And we had a homeless population issue like we do now. But what I did was I hired the homeless. The homeless population helped me clean the place up, get it ready. We fed them, and we asked them, listen, can you do me a favor for the festival? Just leave our people alone. And I did that for more than 7 years. I did the first health fair. We called it Tu Salud 2001 in 2001. We did it at Morocco Shrine Auditorium. Had Ronald McDonald there at the health fair. And then, bless her heart, Arlene took it over after that, and she's doing a fantastic job, Arlene Ortiz. We did an event called the ACE Awards, Hispanics Achieving Community Excellence Award. And I thought that that was an important event because there was a bunch of people that had blazed a trail before me, and I thought that it was important to recognize them. So we did the first one at the Morocco Shrine Auditorium as well, and I must have recognized, like, I don't know, 13, 14 people that had, that had really done a lot of work before me, and then we started recognizing folks in different categories, and we did that for a few years because I think it's important that Hispanics realize that we mean something in this community and in North Florida, as we will continue to do.
Good info. So what are you doing now? What are you involved with now?
And right now, I'm involved in more community outreach, and I think that as time progresses, you realize that there's so much more to do. So you want to pick and choose to see where best you can serve. So right now, from a perspective of how I can serve my community, I'm involved in the upcoming census. We're getting ready now to deliver the narrative for the 2020 census. So I think that that's very important. So I was asked to serve in that capacity. So we're getting ready to do that. I'm doing something that's a lot of fun right now. I'm the color commentator for the Jacksonville Jaguars Spanish language broadcast. But I think that that's a fantastic opportunity, but it goes beyond that because it shows Jacksonville and North Florida that if an organization like the Jacksonville Jaguars chooses to broadcast the games in Spanish, there's something there. There's something going on. There's something in the water that the Hispanic community, the Latino community is growing, is evolving, and that it's a force that needs to be reckoned with and we should be paying attention to. So I'm excited and blessed to be a part of this opportunity because the future looks bright, not only for the Hispanic community, but for Jacksonville and North Florida as a whole.
And what would you say to people that are wanting to follow your footsteps? What advice could you give them?
Well, following footsteps, I kind of look at that as follow your heart, not footsteps, because you know what's in your heart. You see somebody that you feel you want to emulate. People want to emulate athletes and stuff like that, but only you know what's in your heart, and that comes from your morals, that comes from your values. I was raised to serve, to serve my fellow man. I was raised, with the values that you reap what you sow. And I like to go to bed at night knowing that I did the best thing that I could do to serve my community and to serve my people without any expectations. And that's what allows me that if today is the day that the Lord calls me upstairs, that I've done everything that I can do. So just do what's in your heart, and you're going to live a comfortable life, a peaceful life, and you're going to be able to accomplish a lot. You wondering, in the day, what have I done today? You're going to look at it and say, wow, I have accomplished a lot. It'd be a phone call, it'd be a referral. The more people you nurture in your network, the more things you're going to be able to do because it's going to take less effort to do it. You're going to be able to pick up the phone and call more people to get things done. The more you nurture and take care of those relationships, don't forget the people that have helped you along the way, because if you do that, they're going to forget you on the way down. Remember, life is a balance. So you got to take the good with the bad, learn from the good things, and learn from what you perceive to be the not so good things.